PowerLunch, the markets are hovering still down about 180 points on the Sensex, so a little bit more of selling pressure has creeped into the market. We were expecting and hoping that the little bit of a clawback attempt that the markets were making since noon, it will continue into the second half of trade, but looks unlikely. We've got a 1% downtake on the Sensex right now. Nifty of 60 points right now, still 5,800 on the Nifty. Let's talk stock specific though. We understand that JP Morgan has some interesting comments to make about JubilantFoodWorks. They've been talking about and highlighting the changes, the challenges that this company has. Plus also we'll be talking about the fuel supply agreements that Coal India is likely to or have signed with power companies, that with Shefali. But first we'll talk about JubilantFoodWorks. Pankaj, what is JP Morgan saying? What are the challenges that this company has in the near term?
Well, what they've done is that JP Morgan has met the management, and some of the key takeaways then take from JubilantFoodWorks is that weak macro challenging environment is looking largely bleak, and that is why the discretionary spending is slightly on the lower side. So they need to give higher promotions to drive growth. SSS growth trends remains fairly subdued for now, but they are hopeful of a recovery in H2. Promoter holding, however, is down by about 330 basis points. Now, what management has pointed out is that slowing SSS growth, which means same-store sales growth, that was precisely the reason why most of the people like this counter. The next is that high promotions to boost the sales. So again, margins come into focus. Lower profitability of the newly started store because of higher rents, as well as slightly lower sales as compared to others, as well as Dunkin' Donuts is just an initial sort of the format that company has started, and they are rolling out expenses to go ahead and boost that. So that is something that is broadly on the mind of investors, that can the margins be slightly lower. JP Morgan met the management and they reassure that probably H1 is likely to be tough, but however in H2 they are hopeful of a recovery. 8 to 10% was the earlier guidance for SSS growth. They do not see a need at this point of time to change that particular number.
Thanks very much for the details there. Stock is off